with cream and some shortening and some sugar. We're going to start making a little cake donut now. Once that creams, I'm going to add buttermilk. Natural leavening right here, a little buttermilk. A couple of eggs. And I have the paddle on that now. So I got my liquids in there. I'm going to sift flour. And I got a little baking soda, baking powder. Love that humidity. A little salt. All right. Now what we're going to do is this. As I told you, we're going to switch now from the paddle to the dough hook. Then what we're going to do, we're going to add just a little bit of blueberry in here right now. Getting a little blueberry flavor just inside of that, the milk and the eggs. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start slowly adding in, a little bit at a time, our dry ingredients. And this will start forming our dough. I can certainly do this by hand. After I saw that machine that you had, I was like, I'm not doing it by hand anymore. It's pretty incredible. That was really. And then we're going to start working it in. Once we get a little bit of that flour incorporated, don't want to mix it too much, make it tough. We're going to add a little bit more of the flour. And it all comes together. Right at the end, we're going to add in the rest of the blueberries. So we've got this blueberry cake dough right now. Now, when that all comes together, we got the blueberries in there. Again, we're going to take a little bowl lined with a little oil. And then what we're going to do is now we're going to refrigerate this one. So that gives you an indication at home when you want to do this with the family. You could do this a little bit ahead of time. And then when you're ready, you can take out the dough. See here? We'll take out that cake dough. Now, it's much heavier. It's not like yeast dough. These are very dense. When we're ready, we're going to flour our surface with these as well. Bam is right. All kinds of gadgets. Now, we're going to take our cake dough here. Very, very different type of donut dough here. We'll get them to the right thickness. And then the donut cutter of your choice will cut them. You see, as I said earlier, these don't really have to be proofed. These don't have to be proofed. These just have to be cut. And then after that, the oil is about 370 degrees, 380 degrees. I'll show you one of these right now. I'm going to take one of these cake donuts. And we'll just kind of start to fry them. You can glaze them, you can sugar them. Most people, when they come out of the oil, unlike a lot of the fillings, or like the glaze, like with Mark's Donuts, They'll either just use powdered sugar or they'll use cinnamon sugar. Generally, those are the two types, or they'll leave them plain. So we're going to fry up these cake donuts right now. We're frying these little cake donuts right here, right now. Put a little bit of those holes or whatever you want to call these little puffs. Or got those in there as well. Now, these aren't going to proof like a yeast donut. So you can cut them out, fry them all in one shot. Save half the dough if you want, maybe, for later. Can't do that with yeast donut. But boy, those yeast donuts, let me tell you, they sure are good. I was talking earlier about an icing. And generally, powdered sugar, cinnamon sugar mixture, generally on these. Make a simple icing. Use really good powdered sugar. A little bit of milk with a whisk. You could add a little vanilla if you wanted to it. This is just a basic icing. Really not that many ingredients to make from scratch. Mark and I were talking at his bakery, too, about how, a lot of people making donuts don't really not only make them from scratch anymore, using really great ingredients. They use sort of this box mix, just kind of like open it up and add water kind of thing. It's really not really the same. So it must be a food of love thing for sure. All right, we're going to take these out. We'll let these drain over here now. You want to ice them, you need a little icing rack. You let them cool a little bit, and you can just sort of dip them in like that and ice them. It should be a little bit cool. That could actually be a little bit thicker, that icing, in which case you would just add a little bit more sugar to that. Or, as I was saying earlier, what a lot of people like is either the powdered sugar or the cinnamon sugar. Might be a treat for you guys. You never know,
Thank you.
You're welcome. So there you have it. The difference between cake donuts and yeast donuts. Nice little flavor. The blueberry really just does it real well.